Hi everyone and welcome back to our channel, Our Italian Dreams. I'm Frederick.
And I'm Matthias. Last episode we talked about our dream of relocating to Italy. On this episode we wanted to share with you the trip we took last year. But before we dive into the journey, let's talk about what we are actually looking for. As you all know, there is one thing that matters: location, location, location. We knew that we wanted to escape the snowy winters in Sweden, but we didn't want to live further south than Rome. So we needed a place to start our search from. And for us, Arezzo was that place. Our dream? A rustic country house, no more than an hour from an international airport, and preferably no more than 30 minutes from the ocean. Close to everything that you need: healthcare, restaurants, grocery stores, shops, you name it. As for the landscape, we dream of a view of rolling hills, views over farms, olive trees, cypress trees, and a pool. It's a long list, we know, and since we are on a budget, we're aware that compromises will be a part of our journey. We'll come back to the wish list and our house dreams later, but now it is high time for us to take you along our trip through Italy 2024.
And now I think all of you is wondering, how did we do this trip? Was it by car, by train, by plane, caravan or motorhome? And yes, we have a motorhome, and that really do this trip much easier for us at least. And it was amazing. We had a motorhome, and I say had because now we have another one, and I will come back to that. We had a motorhome, 7 meters long, normal width, normal height, and it was good but challenging. That's really a lesson learned from us, because the roads generally in Italy can be very narrow and the speeds are very high, and we learned that if we want to explore Italy, really search for the place where we want to find our dream house. We need to have a smaller motorhome, because otherwise we will totally miss these diamonds, because the roads out of them could be really narrow on a gravel road, and if you have a too big motorhome or too big car, you will miss them. It feels like you're going out in nowhere on a small narrow road that becomes more narrower, and then it opens up. There you have a dream house. You have a cantina with a vineyard that is amazing wines. So really, this is a tip from us. Don't travel in Italy with two big motorhomes if you want to find these diamonds, as I say, because they are amazing. And the first cantina and vineyard that we were visiting in Italy, it was a great experience that I will talk about now, but also a little bit terrifying. The road was a big road, and we head down like 70 kilometers an hour to a roundabout, had to go back, and then the GPS say, you are there. Where are we? We are not there yet, because we are still on this big road. And then go back again to the roundabout, and then we see, oh, there's a small gravel road, like steeping 90 degrees down. No, not really, but it was really steep down. And we headed down. It was very narrow, and are we going to do this with our motorhome? But it worked. And we're coming down, and there is an old Mercedes with this man that owns the cantina, and he like, pronto, and we followed him, and he showed us, he parked his car and showed us his vineyard, the cantina, and yeah, you can park your motorhome wherever you want. Here is the water, here is the electricity, and this was an amazing experience. And most of the cantinas offers wine tasting that we definitely had to say yes to. And he asked us the day when we arrived if we want to have that. Absolutely, but today is a little bit too late, so can we take it tomorrow? Yeah, absolutely, he said. And just call me tomorrow. And we called him 9:30 in the morning the day after and say, yeah, if you have time today for a tasting, we really want to try it out. Yeah, I will be there in 30 minutes. Not so early. No problem. I will be there in 30 minutes. And then he came and the starting begins. And it was, as I say, amazing wines, amazing history. And his daughter and her children also came and say hello to us. So when you visit Italy, don't miss these cantinas and their tastings because they are amazing. And now I think maybe some of you wonders how we find these spots, these places to stay on in Italy. And we are not sponsored, but I want to mention that we use AgriCamper. It's an app for motorhomes and it's an annual subscription, and you will have access to an app where you can filter and search through different types of farms, agriculture, olive oil production, vineyards, and so on. It's a really good tool, I would say. So yeah, that's the second tip from us. Use AgriCamper. As promised in our short that we published, we're gonna talk about Lake Garda in this episode. So that is what's coming now. So we headed to Lake Garda and found a beautiful parking space for motorhomes, really on the southern part of Lake Garda, and it was amazing. We stayed there for 3 nights, and it was like 100 meters maximum to the lake, and the beach, the water, everything, it was perfect. It was maybe, I would say, parking spaces for 40-50 motorhomes, something like that. And it wasn't possible to pre-book, so we just headed there, and there was luckily a space for us, and it was possible to connect with electricity. We had the fresh water, we could empty the toilet and the grey water also, so really good services. And as I say, this close to the lake, it was amazing. We could sit outside of our motorhome and just had some few meters to the lake and could go there and bath and then go back to the motorhome and then enjoy in the sun again. And just 10 minutes walk from this parking space, they had a very good grocery store. Not the biggest one, but they had everything that you need. And there also was a restaurant. So I would say like this: if you visit Lake Garda and the southern part, just before you go up to Sirmione, you had this parking space. I will not mention the name here on this channel. If you wonder, you can ask in the comments. And there was a restaurant. Amazing, really amazing. I love food, and especially pasta carbonara. But when I saw this menu and they have pizza carbonara, I was, is this a joke? But I ordered it, and I don't regret it at all, because this pizza carbonara was amazing. So really, if you go there, don't miss this. And if you want to know the restaurant's name, you have to ask in the comments again. So 10 minutes on one of the sides, we had this grocery store, and 10 minutes walk on the other side, we found a very old stone house. Maybe it was 6 to 8 meters by 6 to 8 meters. So it was a small house, and it was out on a small island, and between this island there was a bridge and also a canal that really turquoise, really lovely water, and it was amazing. I repeat that a lot, but it was really amazing. So this will be tip number 3 from us. Really go there, watch it, take pictures, and really enjoy the nature and the views. Valpolicella. Again, I will say amazing. You will hear that a lot from me, but that's a word that describes our trips, our places that we visit in a good way. So that's why I will use it. Amazing nature, amazing vineyards and cantinas. The roads, interesting, very, very narrow. They will go very, very steeply up, and then 180 degrees back again and up, and then again 180 degrees on the other way. If you have a big motorhome, don't even think of visiting some of these roads, because you will get stuck there. Absolutely. We had this car 7 meters long, and it was on the centimeter that it worked. But as I say, we visited one cantina, a pretty young one. I think it was some years ago since they started that one, with old wine jars, but a new cantina, a new production of wine. Really good wines. We had a tasting there in the cellar, in the cantina. There was a room dedicated for the tasting with the products, and it wasn't just wine. They also had olive oil, and they really dedicate time to have you taste their products. And of course, you can buy them directly when you are there, and that's really appreciated by them. But often or mostly, they have a really interesting history. They have some folders to show you about the vineyard, the history, the family, the brand, the name behind the wines, the name behind the cantina. So I really want to say again, don't miss these tastings. If you love food and wine, it's amazing. They have really locally produced cheese and ham and really delicatesses that are from the small village that you are in. That's very common in Italy. So don't miss it, because this is a very important part of the journey. From our side, we really don't want to miss it, and I think that you don't want to miss it either.
Okay, you get it. We love food and wine, and we love to travel in our motorhome. For us, this is a great way to reach, to find out about all these gems that Fredrik has told you about. It's also a good way for us to see what kind of house, what kind of surrounding, what kind of landscape do we want to live in.
I think it's time to wrap this video up now, otherwise it will be too long. I can stand here the whole day and talk about Italy. So thank you so much for watching.
Fredrik, should we maybe talk something about what we're gonna mention on our next video?
I think so, absolutely. I think you want to know that.
Or maybe should we ask our viewers to comment and ask us what you want to hear about?
Yeah, comment. What do you want to see in the next video? But we must give them something.
Okay, a teaser.
Yes.
We will share information about the journey we took this year with a new motorhome, our Dreamer.
Yes. So thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe to our channel.
Okay,
Yes.
let's say bye then.
Bye.
Bye.